Welcome to lesson 2 of Learning Greek with John's Gospel, and today we are going to learn the alphabet. So we're going to have the uppercase and the lowercase for each letter presented on each slide, and our first letter is alpha. The uppercase there on the left looks like exactly like it does in the Latin alphabet, and the lowercase looks really similar to a lowercase a in the Latin alphabet. It looks more cursive, that's all, in the Greek alphabet. Now the next letter is potentially confusing for English speakers. We're going to pronounce it vita, not beta. It's vita. So the B in Greek is pronounced as a V sound. Now the G sound is a little bit softer than it is in English, so yama is kind of between the G in go and the Y in yellow. And the capital letter is something we don't have in the Latin alphabet. It kind of looks like a hangman symbol. And then the lowercase looks like a Y, but this is yama. Delta. So this is not a hard delta, it's delta. So it's like a TH sound, just a little bit softer. The tongue kind of goes behind the two front teeth, and you make delta. So the capital letter looks like a triangle, but the lowercase letter does look like a D. Epsilon is more straightforward for English speakers because the capital E looks just like a capital E in the Latin alphabet, and the lowercase e is still identifies as an E for us English speakers. Zeta shows that the Z sound is closer towards the beginning of the alphabet, which is different than those of us English speakers where Z is at the end. But this is zeta, and the uppercase looks just like a Z in the Latin alphabet. The lowercase is more cursive than it is in the Latin alphabet. Eta is one of the more confusing ones for English speakers because the capital letter looks like an H and the lowercase letter looks like an N. However, this is a long E sound, and you're going to find that the Greeks really like the vowel long E. There's eta. This is one of a couple letters that is going to have that exact same pronunciation. Theta is an interesting one because this is a letter we don't have in the Latin alphabet. We make the sound in English all the time with a word like the or this, but it's similar to delta in that it's the TH sound. However, it's a little bit more emphatic. The tongue is put on the bottom of the two front teeth, and it's theta. Iota is another long E sound. So the letters aren't too confusing for an English speaker because the uppercase and lowercase both look like an I, but they are pronounced E. This isn't iota, it's iota. It's E. It's another E sound like eta. Kappa may be the most straightforward of all the letters to learn in the alphabet for English speakers because the uppercase and lowercase both look like they do in the Latin alphabet. They look and sound like K. Lambda is a sound that we have in English, the L sound, L. However, the letters look different than what we have in the Latin alphabet. The uppercase kind of looks like a tent, and it can be confused with the uppercase delta, but remember delta is a full triangle, whereas lambda is more like a tent shape. The lowercase l is much more stylized than it is in the English or in the Latin alphabet. The letter mi is the M sound in Greek. The uppercase looks just like it does in the Latin alphabet, but the lowercase is a little bit different. It kind of looks like a U with an extra line hanging down, but that is an M sound. The letter Ni has the same issue that me does for English speakers. The capital looks just like what it would look like in the Latin alphabet. You have that capital N, and it's a N sound. However, the lowercase looks like a V, but that is the N sound. The letter Xi is a really interesting one that we don't have in English. So it the uppercase looks like 3 lines in a row, and the lowercase looks like a very stylized E almost. But this is a KS sound. So the name Alexander, that X sound in there, that KS sound together, that's the Xi. Omikron is a letter that is very easy for English speakers to learn because the capital and the lowercase both look like an O would in the Latin alphabet. So the letter P is oftentimes introduced to English speakers in math class as pi, but it's actually pronounced P just like the same letter is in English. Now, the uppercase and lowercase letters look totally different than anything that we have in the Latin alphabet, but otherwise the letter P is pronounced just like it is in English. This can cause confusion for English learners. The letter Rho looks like a P, but it's pronounced as an R sound. Now at first this is confusing. However, after a little while, you'll get used to the P being an R sound for Rho. Sigma is the S sound in Greek, and the uppercase letter kind of looks like an uppercase E, and there's actually 2 forms of the lowercase. If the letter occurs in the beginning or in the middle of a word, you're going to use the circle with the horizontal line at the top. If sigma appears at the end, if it's the last letter in the word, it looks like the S, the lowercase s, in the Latin alphabet. Tough is very similar to the Latin alphabet. The T sound looks and sounds like a T would in English. Now, epsilon can cause confusion for English learners. The capital looks like a capital Y, and the lowercase looks like a lowercase u, and it's pronounced just like eta with a long E. So we now have 3 vowels that have that long E sound. There's iota, eta, and epsilon. The F sound in Greek is produced by the letter phi. So this isn't phi, it's phi. And it's a letter that doesn't exist in the Latin alphabet. However, this is the F sound. The letter chi, not chi, chi, has sort of the sound of lach in Scottish English, or in Bach, as in the composer. It's that CH with kind of a sound on it, a rough breathing on it. So chi, not chi, chi. The letter psi is unique to the Greek alphabet. We don't have it in the Latin alphabet, and it's the PS sound together. So, like in the word eclipse, the PS in eclipse, it's a trident. So both the uppercase and lowercase letter are tridents. The last letter in the Greek alphabet is omega, and you can see it's unique to the Greek alphabet. We don't have it in the Latin alphabet, but it's another O sound, like omikron. Now, if you've been overwhelmed by all these different or unique symbols, just focus right now on the lowercase letters. And once you've gotten the lowercase letters, you can then learn the uppercase. Almost all the letters you're going to see in the New Testament are in lowercase. And here we'll run through the alphabet. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, ni, xi, omikron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, epsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega. Here are the capitals: alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, ni, xi, omikron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, epsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega.